In this video, we're looking at exponential equations. So the word exponent means the power or the index of a number, and an exponential equation involves an unknown index or power. So if you can see our example there, we have 3 to the power of x equals 81. This is an exponential equation because our power is an unknown. It's a pronoun letter. So here we have a basic example. The first way I'm going to teach you how to do this is we want to have powers where the base is a 3. So how we're going to do that is somehow we need to get 81 to a base 3. So 3 to the power of something needs to equal 81. So we're going to use our guess and check method. So the first way we're going to do that is by just starting from the lowest and going up. So 3 to the power of 1 is 3. 3 to the power of 2 is 9, 3 to the power of 3, 27, 3 to the power of 4, 81. Now, so we know that 81 is the same as 3 to the power of 4. So what I can do here is go 3 to the power of x equals 3 to the power of 4. And because we both have base 3s on both sides, they can cancel out. And essentially what we get is x equals 4. So that's your guess and check method. You don't have to straight away just go from 3 to the power of 1. You can start at a higher number and then work around from there. You don't have to go in order from 1 up all the way. So the next example we're going to look at is 2 to the power of 4x plus 1 equals 8 to the power of x. So the problem here is we already got them as two bases, but they're different bases. So what I want to look at is changing the 8 to the power of x into base 2. So 8 to the power of x, we want it to be base 2 something. Now, if I'm dealing with 8 is the same as having 2 to the power of 3. So what that means is that over here, I can say that 2 to the power of 3, like that. Okay, so that's going to be the same as having our 8x, so that is going to be 2 to the power of 3x there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up the top. So 2 to the power of 4x plus 1 is the same as having 2 to the 3x, and because they're the same bases, they cancel out. So I get 4x plus 1 equals 3x. That's minus 3x from both sides. And then minus 1. So x equals negative 1 in this case. Now, that's the two different styles at the moment that we've looked at, mainly guess and checking kind of styles. We can also use logarithms to solve exponentials, and we can use what we call the change of base to solve these equations. So what that means is if I have 3 to the power of 2x equals 81, change of base means we're going to change everything into logs. So how I do that is I go, well, the 2x is going to come out the front, and then the 3, I'm going to put logs on both sides. So I get 2x, now I get log, let me change color so we can just keep track of what I'm doing. Log 3 equals, and over here I'm also going to add log 81. Alright, so at this point, to bring the 2x out the front to make it equal to everything else, we change it by multiplying everything by log. So we end up with 2x log 3 equals log 81. So, and then what we do is we divide by log 3. So 2x equals log 81 over log 3, and then over here we can at this point you could probably put that in the calculator if you want, or what you can do is you can go divided by 2, so we get x equals log 81 over log 3 divided by 2. If you put that in the calculator, you'll get an answer of 2. Alright, so that's your change of base formula. So I'm going to do it again here with this one. So I'm going to skip writing the whole thing, and what I'm going to do instead is go, well, I know that m is going to be log root 2 and log 4, right? So that's a quicker step where we've got rid of our working step here. We went straight to our middle step, put that in the calculator, and m comes out as 0.25, or if we wanted that as a fraction, it'll be 1/4. Okay? So here, solve equations using indices. Okay, so this is just your basic one that you probably know how to solve using just your normal regular equation skills. So we have x to the power of 2 equals 9. So the opposite of the power of 2 is the square root. So we're going to square root both sides. And we get x equals plus or minus 3. Because remember, 3 times 3 equals 9. But so does negative 3 times negative 3 also equals 9. So we need to make sure, it's very clear that we have both there. And our last one, another one. First, what you're going to do is get rid of the coefficient, so that 5. So we're going to divide both sides by 5. And we end up with n to the power of 3 equals 8. And then we're going to cube root both sides. And we get n equals 2. Because it's an odd number there, we don't need to have plus or minus. So there's a lot we learnt there. Depending on what this question is asking, will greatly alter what kind of style you're using and how to solve these type of problems.